Hey, Shalom. Kahala Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Baha Rachakadash. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Akim pushing the word in truth and sincerity. This is Amathia from the GMS Dallas camp, and wanted to go into a quick lesson in regards to this picture that you see into regards to Colombia. Now you see on the article. Now, this article is by WorldPress.com. It reads Colombia, Goddess of America by Benjamin David Steele from 10 years ago. And you see the picture that usually you see on a lot of the movies that we watch here, especially here in America. And this is going into what we're going into is this depiction here. All right. And try to see where this depiction derived from and what it's linked to. Right. So let's follow this depiction throughout history. It reads here, it says, it seems few Americans are aware of Columbia, feminized version of Columbus, who is the goddess of liberty and the personification of America. All right. So we see here that they took Cristobal Colon, which we all know as Christopher Columbus, and they provided a feminine version. What's that movie, Captain Marvel? It used to be in the comic book as a man, and they decided to feminize it. As you're seeing more and more today of a lot of the so-called action or the superheroes and things are being changed into more of a female role. This is the epitome of what America do. They bring forth confusion. All right. So it says, a quasi-mythical figure, Columbia first appears in the poetry of Phyllis Whitley starting in 1776 during the Revolutionary War. All right. It says, this detail is very interesting. Phyllis Wheatley was a famous poet who was also a slave. Without enjoying freedom herself, she directed this poem to General Washington. This demonstrates right from the beginning how far short our country was from its own ideals. All right, so this is, like I say, starting with George Washington, right? Who was the general at the time, which he had his slaves to write for him. Let's let you know that Jake always was the one that did things or created things. You know, like you said, the cotton gin, different things like that. We couldn't put a patent down, but who you think created it? The people that actually uses the machine or uses that particular device. All right, so it says, especially in the 19th century, Columbia would be visualized as a goddess-like female, national personification of the United States, comparable to the British Britannia, the Italian Italia, Tarita, and the French Marianne or Marianne, however you pronounce it. Often seen in political cartoons in the 19th, early 20th century. This personification was sometimes called Lady Columbia or Miss Columbia. Hence, what we watch movies, what we're basically, we know through the spirit is wicked, and this actually is, this is actually the wicked that's doing this, but we know through the spirit Yahweh Shai what's going on. But usually people pay homage. When you look at these different movies and different celebrities, how they love them so much. They adore them. They follow them wherever they go. They spend their last dollar to see these different celebrities and artists and actresses. And this is what they're basically paying homage to. All of it leads back into this female worship. Right? So let's keep going here. It says, The image of the personified Columbia was never fixed, but she was most often presented as a woman between youth and the middle age, wearing classically draped garments decorated with the stars and stripes. A popular version gave her a red and white striped dress and a blue blouse, right? Shawl and sash spangled with white stars. Her headdress varied sometimes and included feathers reminiscent to the Native American headdress. Sometimes it was a laurel wreath, but most often it was a cape of liberty. Now, when you look at so-called Lady Liberty, all right, that is Columbia. That is who you see in the Statue of Liberty. Okay, this is who you see when you go to different parts of Washington. Okay, all this is an idol. So this is basically the idol of America, right? Hence, they made an idol out of Cristobal Colon and turned into a woman. This is a really wicked thing that has been developed here, that they created in, it says in 1776, but it actually goes further than that. Okay, it says, these are the type of historical facts that every American child should have learned in school, but I don't recall learning about it until I heard Tom Hartman discuss the topics. Okay? And before I play that, I wanted to get this. Okay? This is Job. I want to get Job. All right, bear with me here. This is Job 13, verse 4. It says, but ye are a forger of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. Okay, now this is something that, like you say, you never learn this historical fact in these schools, right? So this is, he basically have created a forge of lies for you to think, oh, Cristobal Colon discovered America, but people was already here when he discovered it. Just go with it, okay? Then, and like you say, they took it and basically made him a woman to idolize. But they said, just do it, it'll be all right. Just go with it. Don't ask about this too much about the Statue of Liberty. It was a gift given to us by, I forgot who gave it to Mary with the Frenchman. I don't know. I have to go back and look at that. But this is the thing. All that leads up to the woman worship, leading back to the Greek and Roman society, letting you know that this is the reincarnation of what? Rome. All right. This is I'm gonna go ahead and play some of this, and then we'll get some more scriptures here and read some more.
The Native American tribes that they were, particularly the Iroquois Confederacy, that they were basing large parts of the Constitution on, and who were senior advisors, shall we say, to people like Ben Franklin and James Madison and Thomas Jefferson. Some of them were animists. Some of them had, they respected the goddess. They viewed the earth as a feminine force rather than a masculine force, or in addition to a masculine force. And they felt that there needed to be balance. And they were also looking at the Greeks, and they were also looking at the Romans, and they said, in Greek and Roman times, there were goddesses as well as gods, particularly the Greeks. And so America should have, there were plenty of gods. I mean, there was the various major religions of the world, and they were all basically male-dominated. And so there was this idea.
You see this spirit that they got put on through the Roman, that Roman spirit, what was the Roman mascot? The eagle. And what they're saying, they're trying to follow, hey, they had goddesses, they had Diana, you know what I'm saying? All these different goddesses, Why not we not have a God, right?
Idea to create a goddess. And they took the name, and you'll see, by the way, she is on the top of the Capitol building. There's a 19.5-foot statue of the Goddess of America on top of the U.S. Capitol. And
see, and I didn't know that. I just found that out recently. And like you said, they just stormed the Capitol. You know, through the spirit. That's just letting you know that this is America finna be tumbled upon. Okay, you're storming like one of their, you know what I'm saying, you're storming one of their what you call them, their house of worship. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you storming the temple of Columbia. That's what just happened. They stormed one of the temples of Columbia, which was kind of like allowed. You know what I'm saying? Like Nero type of shit. Excuse my language. Let's get back to this.
The idea was that she could take many different forms. In fact, there's an image of her in the Justice Department holding the scales with a blindfold on, and that John Ashcroft covered up with a drape. I thought that was ironic that here is John Ashcroft covering up liberty. She was referred to as Lady Liberty in that context, or the goddess of law. In some state capitals, I believe in Vermont where we live, she's on the top of that Capitol building holding as the goddess of agriculture.
All right, so like you said, she's everywhere, you know. But like you said, they know that Esau, which is the so-called white man, knows what? That the one true living power is the God of Israel, the power of Israel. His name is Yahweh. Okay, that is his true Hebrew name, who the world ignorantly calls God, and his son is Yahweh Shai, who will be coming back, okay, on the Father chariot, along with the band of angels, to render wrath on to this kingdom, okay, Columbia of America. And this is only true because he's the true power, right? This is John 17 verse 3. It says, and this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true power, in Mashiach Yahweh Shai, whom thou hast sent. Okay? Let me read up one. Matter of fact, I'm going to read on through. I'm going to start at 1 and read right back through that. It says, these words speak Yahweh Shai, like I said, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, and lifted up his eyes to heaven, and said, Father, this hour is come. Glorify thy Son, and thy Son also may glorify thee. And also let you know that it's not a Trinity as well. The Son and the Father and the Holy Spirit basically is one. Okay? He gonna glorify himself within himself? Come on now. Verse 2, it says, as thou hast given him power over all flesh, that he should give eternal life to as many as thou hast given him. Okay? And why is it saying that? Because the Lord basically gave Yahweh Shai a remnant that's going to be delivered. Okay? That's who he died for. He died for the elect. Okay? Verse 3, it says, and this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true power, and Yahweh Shai Mashiach, whom thou hast sent. All right? So that is Yahweh Shai is the only Yahweh is the true power. And who did he send? He sent Yahweh Shai. This is not any woman worship here. Okay? Not under the true power, but like you said, this is going back into what? Woman worship who goes back into what? The Roman, the Greek, all the way back to the Babylonians. All right? Oh, Salakia. Let me keep reading here. It says, so America founded as a Christian nation. How Excellency George Washington. All right. Now, I want to just scan kind of through here. You see it says formerly behind the Speaker in the House of Representatives. It says here, only the 200 Lady Liberty statue donated by the Boy Scouts of America in Michigan, Mechanic Island of historic Haldeman Bay. Hey, all this is going, and if you just look at the origin of liberty, right? Look at this. Like the Statue of Liberty, it says, where does the name Liberty come from? Lady Liberty name comes from the Roman goddess Libertas, but she had a Greek precursor of the goddess Eleutheria, meaning freedom or liberty in Greek. Okay, so that's the Roman, all right, and the Roman and the Greek goddesses who this came after of, right? Look at this. It goes back to what the original model may have been an Egyptian woman. This is Libertas. Many historians, Many historians say that the Statue of Liberty was modeled after Libertas, the Roman goddess of freedom. However, sculptor Frederick Auguste Bartholdi was first inspired by the colossal figures guarding Nubian tombs. Hey, this goes back into the Colombian goddess, right? This goes back right here. And this, like you say, is that horde that rides upon the beast. All this comes together, okay? This is that little horn that the Bible speaks about. All that, okay? This is Revelations. Revelations 14. Verse 8. You know what? Let me go up a little further, matter of fact. Okay. This is Revelations 14, verse 8. It says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine and the wrath of her fornication. Now, I wanted to read that because it says Babylon. And this goes into Babylon, what? Babylon the Great, right? And Babylon the Great, she was that whore that rode upon that beast. Okay? Now, we jump into Revelation 17. I'm going to start at verse 4. This is going into Babylon the Great. This is going into Columbia, okay? This goddess, which aka is Babylon the Great, all right? This is Revelation 17. And when I'm saying Babylon the Great, I'm going into America, which is aka Babylon the Great. This is who it's going into speaking about. So when you look at the horde ride upon the beast, and then you look at the mascot of America is Columbia, you putting all that together, and like I said, it stands back to who? Libertas, going into the Roman deity, the Roman god. You go also back to the other god we spoke about, which was the Greek god, right? All right, so Revelation 17, verse 4, it says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with the precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abomination and filthiness of her fornication. Okay? That's that great city we just read about right? That's that great city, Babylon, the one that said that fallen in Revelations 14. Right? So we just established that. So let's just go down to 18. Okay? And we're finna go ahead and put that together with that great city. It says, verse 18, and the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigned over the kings of the earth. That's that great city. That is Babylon the Great, aka America, aka Colombia. Okay, this is it, right? So history do repeats itself, right? That's the only thing we can see in this, because now we're seeing the same thing that happened to Greece during the time of their reign, the Rome during the time of their reign. We're seeing the same thing that happened. But like I say, this is America has covered they had like the known world, Asiatic, Western, Eastern area, but America hand extends throughout the world. So just imagine how this fall is going to be, because it's going to be done by way of nuclear war and also by way of angelic forces. This is going to be a very big sight to see, because when you read about the Horta Rata